and Trick, they impressed me. You know, double lance,
oh my gosh,
making it this far. The accuracy on each of their signatures is just completely mind-boggling. How they're able to hit so much of the time. You know, a lot of times it's like, it's going to whiff, but like, no, we send out a SIG, it's probably going to hit, especially with Roland. That down SIG is so quick and hits so far. If you dash forward, you do that down SIG while someone's trying to recover by the ledge, the base force is so high, you may as well forget about coming back.
Oh, Fiend with a massive dodge read, caught the recovery at the end as well. That is a ton of damage out onto Trick.
Oh, but it looks like the red team isn't even phased by that, answering back with a few strings of their own here. Wesley looking to get a little bit of extra damage. Fiend in hopper suit chasing in the skies. But, man, how is this going to play out?
Man, side air sends Trick wide. He's got to find his way back onto stage. They go for the power play onto Wesley. Wesley trying to find his way through. Yes, Trick. That neutral signature from Roland, the horse, it covers so much for so long.
Yeah, and you can force people to play like a 50-50 with you as well when you start trying to recover back on the stage. You say, hey, if you're going to go low, I'll do this D-Sig, and if you try to go high, I'll do this neutral SIG, and it'll cover the options. And you're like, man, what do I do instead this time? Wow, what a forward signature coming out from Roland there. That was great from Trick.
Ooh, Fiend trying to get the turnaround here, but Trick interrupting with that Lance neutral, like going for a little bit of safety onto Stardeath. Man, going for, didn't have anything left in the tank to try and confirm up above him. Now Fiend over on the hammer does score the knockout that ties up the stocks. You know they're looking to take out Wesley, almost trading their stocks a piece over on the left-hand side.
Oh no, he hits his teammate there. Looks like Wesley will be able to make it back.
Yo, dive kick.
They're just trying to get back onto the stage, and it looks like they are able to do it. Trick going to find the down SIG.
That's what you were talking about. It is so incredibly quick. It's got the range. It is terrifying.
Looks like he didn't even have a chance there. I'm just taking a look here. Trick off stage now with the Ulgrim trying to fight Stardeath. Stardeath looking like he's going to be able to hang on. Meanwhile, Wesley coming back after losing that first stock. But, I mean, there's so much damage racked up on Stardeath at this point. I'd only imagine that the Team Red is going to be focusing him down.
Fiend rushing in with that signature. Wesley smartly recovering high to avoid. Caught them both.
And they still can't find that last hit on a Stardeath. Wow, what movement coming out there to avoid that side signature as well.
Ooh, Fiend with the stomp side air. Stardeath flying right past Trick, getting knocked out.
Okay. Read on the jump from Wesley. Tries to get a little bit more with that recovery. Is unable to find it. But it's so cool watching these two play because you can at least see that they've played before with each other in the past, just in the way they're able to weave in and out and around the hitboxes, the rocket lance. That's not something you do with just teaming for the first time.
Yeah, that's why I know Photo talks about this often. It is incredibly difficult being the partner to a rocket lance if you're not a rocket lance player yourself, just because the affordances that you have to give, the extra movement that they're going to have on all their attacks, you've got to place yourself very differently in the 2v2 match.
Now, one thing that I will... that might be a gimp. Hold on, we're going to the other side. And there we go.
Trick just barely surviving.
But having a Rocket Lance on your team means that for the Rocket Lance player, they're going to be able to recover a lot more often than they would normally be able to in ones, just because when they're charging that recovery, they have their partner there to go ahead and hit the opponent as they try to stuff your recovery.
Ooh, trading with the weapon toss there. Trick getting sent up high. Fiend almost getting knocked out. Now he's unarmed on the side.
Oh, this is getting pretty close here. Fiend does have another stock to play with, though. Team Red looking for that final hit. Both members off the stage. Looks like they will be able to recover. Stardeath looking for that final blow. They're just whiffing hitboxes there. There we go. A swing coming out from Trick. Maybe looking for another. Goes for that down sig. It doesn't KO, though. You know that has to hurt. It's one of those moves you save for those last clutch scenarios, and when it doesn't KO, it's like, the Trick's out of the bag.
Fiend almost getting knocked out. Still holding on. Wesley out of here. Trick left alone. Catching the dodge with the Mjolnir toss. That was so smart.
That was crazy.
That was the genius play. He was like, all right, you're going to either side air over, you're going to dodge over. Either way, you're going to have to spend that recovery once you get over here. But I'm not even going to give you the chance. Mjolnir toss under the stage.
Now, unfortunately, we did see Trick KO his teammate there with that side signature from the lance from Roland there, which set up for that 2v1 to begin with. But there we go. The slow motion just look how active it was.
Yeah.
You know, he was like trying to buy some time, but not against that one, man. Thor is just way too powerful.
Brutal. You got to dodge out of it. Can't dodge through it.
Roar of Thunder, hear my cry. As we go into the next game here, loading up. We do have a switch in Legend. Screw the Rocket Lance. We're pulling out the cat now. The cat out of the bag this time.
They want the consistency that Sword affords, maybe a little bit of quickness to get word in edgewise with those guitars.
We'll see how it works out. Now, it will do a number in terms of dealing potentially with Thor off stage there, kind of try to gimp him a little bit, him with a few more moves of forward that you wouldn't have with a Rocket Lance. The Orb is a very hard weapon to contest off stage with a heavy weapon like that one in particular. But I think the switch isn't necessarily going to be a terrible one. We're going to see what kind of conversions they have with this new composition.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Charging all the way. You hear the growling, the snarling, the roar of the cat.
The aggression, you definitely step on its tail.
Trick definitely trying to make use of those signatures. He knows they've got Fiend and Stardeath in that knockout range.
Oh. I like that neutral light.
Ooh.
There we go. Hits him with the Thunder Shock. Another one.
The lightning.
Jeez, us, man. Damage coming out with that one. I don't even know what to say. It's like it's so powerful, but it's also just a cool looking sig, man. Like,
oh yeah, a lot of Thors, they'll use it for movement because it sends you so far up. You've got a little bit of a lift on it afterwards as well. So they'll use it instead of maybe doing a recovery. They will gravity cancel into the neutral signature to get back to stage.
Because one thing to, you know, get hit by something like a weapon infused by lightning, and another thing to become the Thunder.
Oh yeah. You've got to live it. You've got to be it. Unfortunately, Thunder lives up in the sky, and that's where Fiend got sent back home to. Knocked out stocks even across the board, 2 apiece.
And just like that, man, we have it coming down to be a fairly even game here. It looks like Fiend manages to get a hit, but gets interrupted here by Wesley, who's trying to make it work with this Rocket Lance, trying to land these falling nairs, trying to get these sidelights for the on-stage conversions, but cannot find the hit right now. Hasn't been able to land a hit within the past 30 seconds. There we go. A sideline to a nair. That's what I like to see, trying to rack it up.
Uh-oh, went for the double ground pound. Fiend smartly recovering wide.
Oh, and turns around with the Ensig as well. It's going to be pretty scary. Nice
Bicycle
down air
kick.
off the wall. No, maybe
Bicycle
again.
kick. Catches with just the tail end of the neutral light.
Wow!
The double side air. Fiend got them both. Buy one, get one free.
That's the daily double. Welcome to Jeopardy. That is not what they wanted to see there. Fiend, you know, is definitely grinning about that one. But here we go. Wesley trying to send a statement of his own with that run-off haymaker, but it is not going to send the same kind of message as Fiend is able to make it back to the stage. Nice, safe, and sound.
Fiend getting knocked down to his final stock. Little two-piece combo there between the red team. Getting some damage onto Stardeath, but you know they wanted that knockout.
Ooh, side signature almost KOing there, man.
That Thunder Rush is so scary.
Just take you for the meanest ride of your life.
Because it carries them so far before it actually sends them. So it brings you that much closer to the knockout line. Uh-oh. Stardeath out, Fiend left alone momentarily.
Yeah, you have to be watching out for Trick here as well with the most damage on the screen here, and looking like it could be curtains for him soon if he can't work in, out, and around the hitbox of the enemy team. I like that down sig coming out, that gravity, ground pound a little bit extra, but
I mean, he's staying with any of the quick moves, right? Asuri has that extra speed. She's got high dexterity, so that way he's able to get these attacks out fast, a hit and run style. Oh, but you can't run from lightning. It's instant.
yeah, I mean, as Thor always says in Dota 2, you can't run from heaven.
So now Wesley left alone, last stock against Fiend and Stardeath. This is interesting. Fiend, I know he's got the defense on Thor, but he's actually taking the point position while he is in the red.
Wow. I loved how Wesley was able to finesse a way back on stage there while wall slip was coming so heavily into play, but it looks like it does not matter as Fiend and Stardeath are able to go ahead and snatch that game. Now, granted, it was pretty much a ride the entire way through. It didn't look particularly one-sided at any point, even toward the end here. I was very impressed by Wesley's performance. Just could not quite get a handle on things, but could have very easily been changed into a one-on-one.
So now that forces Wesley and Trick onto the back foot here. It is 2-0 in favor of Fiend and Stardeath. And this is lower bracket, so Fiend and Stardeath win this. They move on, leaving Wesley and Trick behind in 5th place.
But now we have Scarlet this time around for the Lance Legend of Choice, which means we are going to have the hammer now. So that's, basically 2 heavy weapons right there. And on top of that, you have the ripcord on that neutral signature from Scarlet with the hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the side signature off stage, we saw a ton of plays from that earlier in other regions. Because you smack the one and then gravity cancel the other. That could be their entire stock in just 2 moves.
Take him for the ring around the rosy as well. That could be a very tough time on top of it. Oh my God.
Whoa, he went for it all the way down.
Beautiful gravity cancel Ensig there to just get the tippy touch of the corner of the stage to be able to make it back there. And just like that, Team Red is able to confirm a double KO. Snatches the recovery there. You can see that Trick is looking for as much as he can possibly get, man. Hey, teach a man to fish, and he can live forever.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you ordered a comeback, this is the way to do it. Look at that. Wesley still surviving from so far under stage. They've got a solid lead built for themselves. Wesley now trying to get his way back, but Fiend was there waiting.
Oh, wow.
Side air, down air, the orbs just flying at your face.
Couldn't do anything to avoid that one. Clean dodgeball to the dome, as this time around Trick floating back down to the stage, throwing out this neutral layer, is going to whiff the side light and gets punished by Stardeath for it, but he's going to be able to weave back in and pick up a Rocket Lance.
Uh-oh. I always get so nervous when people get juggled up near the top because you get so close to that knockout line. And it's like you can actually go above it. You don't knock yourself out. It's just whenever you enter stun above that certain line, you get knocked out. So if people are scrapping up there, it's just whoever gets the tag gets the knockout.
And the scary part is, too, especially against a legend like Scarlet, who has that Ensig that just kind of ascends to chase you as you're coming down.
My gosh.
You know you're going to get popped.
Ooh, Fiend threatening down and around, but it's the tip of the Mjolnir toss that gets him trying to recover out and wide.
Just like that, Team Red slightly behind here as Team Blue is racking on a little bit extra damage here before they end up going out here. I like what I'm seeing. Fiend running back with that orb. It's been working out for him thus far, looking to get a little bit of extra damage. The weapon toss, though.
Good confirm.
That was great.
And there's a knockout. Let's see if they can bring this back. I can't believe the blue team stole the lead. Oh, yo, Fiend bringing him up to the top of the sky.
Beautiful ground pound.
Oh, Trick had nothing left. Man, blue team, despite red team's best efforts and such an early 2-stock lead, they have just brought this back for a blue team advantage.
Oh. There goes the scoop. That's going to be a punish. Hits his own teammate as well. Wesley not expecting that. Hold on. Looks like they're heavily collapsing on a Stardeath here, recognizing that there's so much damage taken already that if they're able to take that out, it'll be a nice 2v1 versus Fiend, but they won't have the chance as the hot axe straight off the furnace is going to connect with the dome there.
You'll just breathe on it.
It's all you need sometimes. Keep it nice and smoky like Chester Cheeto.
Now you see Fiend, he's threatening with the Mjolnir, but you gotta land sometime.
Scoop.
Covering so much. Yeah, the recovery, sealing it out. Oh, yo, call the bell, ring the bell, get the shadow boxing going. That is a 3-0 victory for Fiend and Stardeath. That sends them up into losers semifinals against Power Ranger and Lopez.
Man, I love that. I love that taunt, man. Especially, call the referee to come in.
Oh
ding,
my
ding. 1,
gosh.
2, 3.
So sick.
There we have it, man.
So that means that sets up the top 4. DB and Legit versus Choco Mint and Baltazar sitting up in winner's final. And then loser semifinals is Power Ranger and Lopez versus Fiend and Stardeath.
Wow. So we already have ourselves
Yep.
a crazy action-packed bracket to kind of count down to the end to see who's going to be our